Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
All kids out of the pool for Adult Swim. All kids out.
Lego Lord of the Rings Balrog raised eyebrows for what some fans say is an unfortunate pose. I see it. I see it. Oh, I see it. It's taking a piss on Gandalf.
You shall not!
And he says to her, listen, you got a fine white girl ass. So I don't like the look of this D. Listen, I don't need gay or straight boner pills. My boner works just fine.
Before you go, one question.
Yes?
Where in the galaxy is Sanusi?
Show us your tits and I'll tell you.
Yeah, I want to see movies! I think I've died and gone straight to honker heaven. Boobs are amazing.
No, I wasn't rushing to blow my nose before the intro ended. Not at all. Howdy all. Welcome back to the Daily Dive. The double Ds were you, the chat, the audience, the gatekeepers, the glorious gatekeepers. You guys are in charge almost of everything. Almost everything. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I had a topsy-turvy weekend. I caught up on a lot of sleep last night. I got 9 hours. I tapped out early last night after we finished recording Wormhole Watch, and I got a lot of sleep. And I've woken up today feeling pretty feisty this morning. Because funny thing is, I didn't know the Golden Globes happened last night. I didn't know they're happening. I'm sitting there in Wormhole Watch, and I realized what's going on here. Golden Globes are happening? Golden Globes are happening? And now this morning I'm looking into it, and wow. We'll talk about it a little bit because I hate talking about this shit, but we do have to comment a little bit on it. It is required because it's going to show up in the new segment. It's going to. There's no avoiding it. But oh man, it's nuts. It's nuts. So we'll get into that a little bit and during the news. Of course, we have a chat made me watch this reviews today. Dinner for Schmucks. Watched that yesterday. I had seen part of it. I had seen the ending of the movie before. I'd never seen the first hour and literally hour and 25, 30 minutes that had nothing to do with the actual dinner. The actual dinner is only for the last 30 minutes of the movie. So everything else before that is actually pretty fucking annoying. The dinner part is entertaining. I'll give the movie that. It's well designed. It's well shot. Everybody is out of their minds annoying and stupid. And it's goofy and campy and cringy on purpose. But the rest of the movie is just such dog shit. Such dog shit. So we'll talk about that. Courtesy of Kratos. Thank you, Kratos, for always causing me pain in my brain for these movies that I know your list is ever growing because I keep having to admit from time to time, haven't seen this, haven't seen that. Because listen, I have a vast knowledge of cinema. But there is a cutoff point in recent history, in these modern times, where I stopped watching movies because everything sucked. So you get into the late 2000s, the 20-teens, and the list starts to grow of dog shit I've never seen because I chose to protect myself. But now, due to this particular grift, I have dropped that protection. I've opened myself up to being damaged by your need to watch me watch and review horrible things. So we'll have a chat, maybe watch this reviews and whatever else you guys want me to get up to, because of course the rules of this show are based mostly upon your desires, what you want. $10 gets you an Adam rant on just about anything. We try to keep it in pop culture. As long as it's pop culture, don't nerdy stuff or weird shit. We've done the weird shit before. $15 get you a question. Ask me that, and I'll tell you no lies. Really love those because we have nerd discussions, and I love a good nerd discussion. I really do. $15 also gets you the choice of an article we may go over in the news or pass by. It's more like pass by, or one you may have found you want me to give a hot take instant reaction to. Then, of course, $35 gets you chat, made me watch this reviews, where I watch an episode of television or a movie of your choice and review it live on this stream for your entertainment without edits. So them's the rules. Now, of course, Clanker is going to try and get me to do something for free. Haven't heard of it? That's all you get. See, he tries to break the rules because he's been my mod since the beginning. He thinks he can get away with this, but he can't. I am up to speed on his current algorithmic processing of what he tries to do. So no, you don't get him for free. You don't. Anyway, so hail and howdy, everybody out there. Hope you guys are doing all right. It's Monday. Mondays are rough. For the 2 days I hate the most for doing this show. Not that I hate doing the show. I hate having to come up with the show because Mondays we're still working with stuff that happened on the weekend, which I probably already covered on Roundtable with the boys. And then it's unless things happen like they did last night. So the Golden Globes happened, and that's fodder to wade through. But at the same time, there's usually, unless catastrophic things happen, there's no fresh news. So it's a little rough and no ideas for me to work with. And I don't like Tuesdays because of certain things that I have to compete with for oxygen in the room. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I do it because it's the job, but I don't like it. And it's rough. Tuesdays are rough. At least they are as I see them. But I do want to start with this. We're getting something interesting in the I got a couple things to start with. We have something I came across this morning, and then we're gonna get Adam Dreamtime. We're gonna get an Adam Dreamtime story because I had a couple of whoppers, which are completely transparent. I'm going to explain them immediately because I figured them out. As soon as I woke up and realized, oh, that was a nightmare. Oh, it's completely transparent for everything that I talked about on Sunday. My brain processed it and made me and sent me into a despicable nightmare. But we'll get to that. But first, we'll start with this. We'll start with this fun little thing here. I came across this morning. This is now making the rounds. You guys know that I like to bring up these Lego sets that Lego announces. Usually it's more of a franchise that I'm into or one that I can really comment on. And I can comment on this one because I was a fan in the beginning because I was there when it started. I just kind of lost interest as time went on. What? No, I didn't. No, I did not. I did hear about this, though. Are you guys ready for Lego Pokemon? Lego Pokemon. Now, let's look at the prices. Pikachu and a Pokeball, $200. The original starters in their final forms, and if you don't count Mega Evolutions, Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, $650. And then an Eevee for $60. Let's take a close look at these. This is nightmare fuel. I don't care what anybody says. This is fucking nightmare fuel. If we had the Pokemon guy, we have the boys who are the Pokemon right here. If they had them right, if Dermy was here, if Beardo was here, if Dre was here, the people I talk to who I know love Pokemon, I would say, what do you see when you look at this? What do you see? This is nightmare fuel to me. These also look like nightmare fuels to me. Yes, I see it in there, but some things should not be Lego. Some things should really be left to other merch opportunities than Lego. And let's go to the Eevee. All right, the Eevee is less nightmare fuel because they rounded it up here. So Well, that's a good point. This is clearly made for my generation who started with Pokemon to spend this kind of money. But guess what? There's a commercial. There is a commercial. And we're going to watch it. Adam, you don't do stuff like that. It's a commercial. I think we can watch a commercial. I think we can watch a commercial and get away with it. Because it's a commercial. It's not, they want you to spread this shit around. So here we go. There's a commercial list. Let's watch this. I've seen it. It's cringe as fuck. And it's creepy. Let's go.
In a world of taxes, instead of gym badges, one trainer is about to remember who he really is.
I mean, this tells you who they're marketing this towards. This is not for kids. It's for adults. There is no missing piece to this puzzle.
It is official. Our reports confirm that Lego Pokemon creatures are finally here and have started appearing around the world. More on this as the story develops. So please stay tuned.
Blastoise, Venusaur, Pikachu. No way.
No.
Your time has come, and Destiny doesn't care about lower back pain.
All right, that doesn't make any sense right there. Hold on a second. It's a zipper. It's a zipper jacket. Why are you trying to pull it on like it's a sweater? It was clearly hanging in there, probably with the zipper open. Why are you trying to? This retarded. This is that. It's stupid. This is poor direction. Poor direction. Oh, I got Ash's glove. He's got a fucking fanny pack on. And why was he struggling to put the jacket on? It fits him just fine. The jacket fits. Why was he struggling? Because you don't put a jacket on like a sweater. Hey guys, let's blow off work and go get Lego Pokemon.
Welcome to the Lego Pokemon world.
Ethan, what's going on?
We're gonna catch and build them all.
And then she filed for divorce. Because he's about to waste. And now we'll go back. I have to, it's shared video, so I have to go do this to go back to it. And now after that, she's going to file for divorce because he's about to spend nearly $1,000 on this shit. He's about to spend nearly $1,000 on that shit. Because we've talked about this recently when we brought up the last round of Lego stuff last week. When I brought that stuff up, and we were talking about our kid's going to play with this. These are clearly not to be played with. These are essentially statues to be built and looked at. No. Lego has to be stopped. Lego has to be stopped. This is wrong. Now, I'm not saying there aren't people who could spend this money. There are some dipshit morons who are going to spend some money on this. And I have bookmarked this, so I will ask Dermy this Friday if somebody doesn't ask him before that. If he's willing to drop money on this. I'm going to wager no. I'm going to think Dermy had some sense not to spend money on this garbage. Because this is garbage. It's an expensive statue you will build yourself. And then, I'm sorry, this Pikachu is nightmare fuel. Do you want this thing staring at you? It's going to swallow your soul and your bank account. This is. You grow weary, Kratos. I hope this is because you're seeing this. I mean, you talked about it last week about the Legos and the building and this and that, and that was a legitimate thing. But this is this. I mean, like Kratos, you're a Pokemon fan. You're a Pokemon fan. You're here. And as a guy who last week said you enjoy the building process, are you down with this? Are you down with this? Because this stretches credulity for me. This stretches credulity. Hail our Buffalo. How you doing? So this is I don't get this. I don't get this. I that's nearly $1,000 if you buy all of that. Who in the real world could afford this? This is what I'm saying. Lego needs to be stopped. If these prices are, I mean, this is discussing film, not discussing fish. So I didn't fall for the fake one. This is the real one. And, you know, they're a shill site. They're full of shit. But this is just a straight reporting with no film of Schiller standiness. They're just reporting this shit as they got the news. And others are reporting it now, too. So this is likely real. I don't understand in this world where lots of things are expensive. No, I'm asking you about Pokemon now, not the Lego X from last week. I'm asking you about the Pokemon. I'm asking you about the Pokemon right now. That's what I want to know. Don't dodge the question. Don't dodge the question. As someone who likes this stuff and is into Pokemon, who likes Legos and is into Pokemon, is this worth what they're asking? Is it even worth the time or the effort? This seems obscene to me. It seems obscene to ask people right now, because they don't want you to just buy one. Of course, they want you to buy them all, buy them, build them all. They want you to do that. Yeah. Okay, fair answer. Fair answer. Bionicle was interesting. The Bionicle animated movie was interesting. I saw that once. That was an interesting movie. Legend of the Mask, I think it was called. It was interesting. Interesting. But this is all right. So I say it again. This is obscene. This is obscene. Lego needs to be stopped. Because honestly, do they live in the world where they understand we all got to pay bills and pay rent? Can't drop nearly $1,000 on crap like this that doesn't even look good. This doesn't even look good to me. It's not aesthetically pleasing to look at. The closest one is Eevee, because at least they gave it the rounded features. This Pikachu looks like this is going to open up into a maw and try and eat you. Try and eat you. So I saw this morning, and I had to talk about it because we've made it a thing. We talk about these Lego sets that keep getting announced. So I'm going to stay on brand and keep talking about that. All right. There's that. Oh my goodness. Lego's got to be stopped. Lego has got to be stopped. Just got to be stopped. Lego Grogu. Okay, I'll look up Lego Grogu. Grogu. 100 for Lego Grogu. It's obscene. Yeah, these prices are obscene. They're nuts. They're just nuts. And you're not buying these for kids. These are for adults now. Legos are for adults. All right. So what else we got? Okay. There we go. Let me get rid of this. Here. I don't want to be messed up. Okay. So I had these dreams last night. Yesterday, Roundtable and on Wormhole Watch, we talked about a lot of stuff, a lot of overlap. I had 2 dreams last night. These are based on my feelings, and I apologize if I go on a little bit of a self-serving rant here because it's just stuff that eats at me. You have to understand, I am about 3 weeks away from the 5th anniversary of this channel. 5 years I've been doing this, and I admit I am not even close to where I thought I would be 5 years in. I'm not even close. Not even close. I thought I'd be much farther along with this channel and its growth and its traction than I am here. But, we soldier on. So, first stream I had, and this is in direct relation to, I know it was triggered by some of the Star Trek stuff that me, Brad, Hitman, and Fracture talked about last night on Wormhole Watch, which you'll probably see in an edited version in a segment that Brad will put out at some point. A few weeks ago on Roundtable, Brad instigated an unintentional, nearly 20-minute rant between myself, Dre, and Jed, reacting to a particular clip of Starfleet Academy, which comes out this Thursday. I was wrong. It's on Thursday, which means I'll probably get my reviews out Friday and Saturday because I got to do 2 of them. Anyway. So we talked about it's the one we react to, and then I clipped it out and put the video. So the clip that I'm about to reference, because of Brad, who was on top of that and also got me to be on top of it and talk about it 3-4 weeks ago. I already covered this. But yesterday, because now we are just a mere few days away from Starfleet Academy's premiere, this clip started making the rounds along with other clips. And suddenly everybody's talking about it. And once again, I apologize. This is a bit of a self-serving rant. It really eats at me when I get to a topic long, far way ahead of everybody else, and I get very little attention paid to it. And then suddenly the bigger channels decide to talk about it because suddenly it finally reaches their eyes, and then they get all the credit for breaking it down and covering and stuff like that. It eats at me. So I had this dream last night where this played out in the form of I was playing a game that had a little bit of a Dragon Quest feel to it, but it was more of a party game. It was a co-op game. And I wasn't playing with anybody I knew. These were made-up fictional people in my dream. And we're playing it, and I'm looking at the map in the game, and I'm saying, we have to do this to get here. Look, this is where the map follows, and nobody's listening to me. But then one person joins the party who is more popular than I am, and it was a woman. I don't know what that means, though. That part, I don't mean. Woman. And she starts going, all right, guys, we're going to do it like this. And I keep saying, I've been saying this for the past 10 minutes. Why isn't anybody listening to me? And then, of course, I get attacked by everybody, and I rage quit. And I'm like, I'm not coming back to you assholes. Apologize or treat me like a shit. So that first dream was just a frustration thing. But then that dream didn't stop. See, I didn't wake up and shift dreams. Then it melded into the dream that really messed with my head last night. Because I went to bed and I woke up around 4:45 Eastern, my time. And I woke up from this night. That's when I woke up from the nightmare. So here's the next one. Here's the real one, which is not a grump. I'm not a grump. It's me. I'm underappreciated, and it annoys me. I get shit right first, and nobody pays attention, and it annoys me. It just annoys me. This is me being real here. It is really frustrating to do the work and get ignored, and then the bigger channels get a hold of it, and suddenly they're the ones that get all the credit. I've had phrases stolen from me that some bigger channel said, "Oh, they're the ones that said it first." No, I said it. I have all the receipts to prove it. No, so I'm sorry. It's a thing that bugs me to this day, with all the work I put in, and I don't get. I feel sometimes the acknowledgement. Yeah, I covered this early, and I said everything everybody else is already saying first, but I have no visibility, so nobody sees it. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. But here's this next one, the real nightmare. That was just the prelude. The real nightmare now. So. Go look at your inner woman's feet and then get back to me. Anyway, so here's the nightmare now. Here's the real nightmare. So in this one, the dream shifted. I don't know if I just forget parts, but it shifted. And I have some sort of job. It's a nebulous job, which represents the nebulous nature of my work here on YouTube, where it kind of fluctuates. It's very fluid on how we do things here. So I have a job that's not well defined in my dream, but I know it's representing me being a YouTuber. And for some reason, which my mom has a job, which has nothing to do with her real world job. And she says, I need you to go do what you do for a client of mine. And I go, okay, great, fine. You know, I'm here to help my mom out. So I go to this woman's house, and this woman is this handicapped, fat, ugly, and I'm going to say it because I got to tell the truth of the dream. This ugly black woman with sort of like tubes coming out of her waistline and shit like that. And she wasn't born handicapped. She made herself handicapped. Now, I will say this now. This woman represents the franchises and the corporations we used to love. And I do some sort of interview with her, and the process is me being someone that through the dream I realize I'm praising the things she's done or the things she used to do. And she seems resistant to my praising, because then I find out, and yes, I did see that prof, and I because I DM'd it to Brad last night. It was very funny. So now here comes the next one. So right now we understand I am this nightmare's representation of me as a YouTuber, as a fan of stuff. And now I'm confronted by the things I used to love, and they're deformed and ugly and retarded. And they're not listening to the things I'm saying, how much I used to love what they did. Because in the dream, apparently, I used to love what this woman had done in terms of making shit. And now I'm saying, but you're doing it wrong. And then here comes the next twist. So suddenly in walks her gay lesbian wife. So now we learn that this fat, deformed, handicapped, tubes coming out of her waist, ugly black woman has this obnoxious, cruel, evil woman as her wife. Because this person comes in, and after the interview's over, and I'm trying to put together and collect whatever I brought with me for whatever I had done to this job, and she just starts hammering me and attacking me verbally, never physically, just verbally. And now, you know what she represents? She represents the fake fans in the stands and the tourists who we fight with all the time. And they just relentlessly attacking me, criticizing me, going after me, calling me all sorts of names, all the names of the book. And I'm just standing there keeping my cool. I'm like, please leave me alone. Please stop talking to me like this. Don't behave like this. Leave me alone. I just did my job. I just reviewed something honestly. Leave me alone. I'm now just trying to leave. I don't want to interact with you, which is how I behave. I try not to interact with people when I do this stuff. And so she just keeps hammering. And then they decide to go in their room, have a bath and a shower and some weird lesbian sex while I'm finishing collecting my stuff to get out of there. And I'm just trying to collect all my stuff, and I just can't get it all. And finally, though, I get my stuff. It's all packed up, and I'm trying to leave. Then they come out, and the attacks resume. And it's endless berating. I'm going, you're mean, you're cruel, leave me alone. I don't want to fight you. I just want to enjoy my stuff. And then I look at this obese, fat, disabled, handicapped, retarded woman. I said, do you see what this woman is saying to me? Do you understand? Go on. Do you hear she's cruel. She's mean. She's a horrible person. And now, of course, this is me in real life saying, franchises that I love, here is your new audience that you have cultivated and you have thrown me over for, and they're attacking me. They're attacking your fan bases, your real fans. Why are you letting this happen? And then she looks at me and she says to me, it's okay. She's fine. I don't need you. So here it is. Here it is. This is now the reality of the franchises who owned by these corporations, which we loved, now telling us we don't need you. And I can't comprehend this in my dream. I can comprehend in real life because we know what's going on. It's all they're run by these activists. So now you realize this is all from the activism, tourism, fan discussion we had on Roundtable yesterday. That's it. My brain has processed that, and here's the nightmare I'm having. And now it gets worse. So I'm finally leaving. I exit the door. And now, once again, we have the representation of these endless, retarded stands who are coming out there. Because suddenly, as I'm in the driveway, because it's a large driveway where a lot of cars can park. And I'm just trying to get to my car, and suddenly out of nowhere, all these weirdos appear and take up the call of harassing me. One of them is wearing a giant bear suit, talking street lingo trash to me. Another one, all different shapes and sizes and colors, and none of them look the same. None of them are related, but they all exist in this weirdo family that these two women have. And I'm going, leave me alone. I just want to leave. And then they have blocked my car from leaving. They have parked their cars in front of my car, so I can't leave. So I am trapped as they're doing this. And so I realize I'm just going to get in my car, and I'm going to drive through their garage, and I'm going to just blast through and get out of here. But then I get in the car, and they start breaking my window in my car. And then I realize, okay, now you're breaking my shit. You could throw your barbs at me. I'm going to be an adult. I will reply, but I'm not going to get into any of this. I'm just going to try. But now you're attacking me physically. You're trying to break me, i.e., you're trying to cancel me. You're trying to take away my livelihood and stuff like that. Now I'm going to react. So now I get in a car, and I remember thinking in the dream, I'm about to murder these people, and I don't care. I'm probably going to go to jail for murdering these people, and I don't care. Now, here's where, unfortunately, dream physics took over. Sometimes in dreams, and you get in situations, you become super badass and also finds, or you get the other side of it. Dream molasses, I call it, slow-mo. Suddenly, my body's moving in slow-mo. And because now because I go on the offensive, they all, as they do in their life, they all become cowards, and they start to scatter and run going, why are you attacking me, bro? What are you doing? I was just saying things. And suddenly they're all upset and afraid because I am now retaliating, but they're cowards, so they want to run. So now it gets here. So the problem is I'm moving in slow-mo. And the bear guy, he was carrying around, and this is just dream weirdness, so I can't explain this part. He's carrying around a stack of ski poles. You know, ski poles you use when you ski. So I grab one, and I'm trying to beat him with it, and I'm trying to stab him because I'm slow motion. My attacks have no power, and I can't get him. And then suddenly, I'm not in the parking lot, and we're in a gymnasium. And here's more of the truth, more of the lies, because we're on the internet. They're all liars on the internet. All of them. Everybody is not what they appear to be. And I watch as the fat, black, retarded, disabled lesbian who represents the corporation and the franchises that owns the corporations or owned by corporations, transforms into an old, elderly white dude. And they're all, and as we always talk about the meme of the stand, the fat stand defending the corporation, they're all trying to now defend corporations because now we learned it's really commie Marxists behind this stuff who are pretending to get points for the activism and stuff like that. And now, of course, I'm still moving in slow motion, but now I learned that I have mega strength. And I pick up essentially large objects attached to wires, and I'm swinging them around, I realize I can't move quickly, so I'm trying to adapt my attack patterns. And I'm just trying to swing these things and catch them all. But there's so many of them now. I'm surrounded by stands. They're all doing things. And then I catch one guy who is setting up a sniper rifle to shoot me. So I'm looking for cover and I'm dodging. And of course, because these people are retards, they don't actually know how to use the gun. And I realize if I can get my hands on this gun, I can deal with my fact that I can't move quickly. And so I'm dodging around. And I'm getting there, and I'm actually making contact with some things. I finally take out the bear dude with a swing, and I'm almost a dude with a rifle while they're all yelling and screaming at me. And then I woke up, and it was 4:45, and I realized, oh wow, that was a horrible nightmare. And as I just explained it, I understood what the dream represented. The myself and many others who sit here and try to be YouTubers, because that's the nebulous job, as I said. We're trying to fight for what we love, but what we love doesn't want us to fight for it. And they wanted they want the gay shit, and then of course all these random weird people. It's all the stands, all these tourists and fake fans all surrounding. But launching all these horrendous verbal attacks when they're all cowards when you fight back and they run. So the dream was very clear what it represented based upon the conversations I had yesterday. But it was still a nightmare to feel that helpless and to feel assaulted left and right and nothing you can do. And I think the slowness of the dream was the fact that I feel that because my channel is the level it is where I am, I haven't progressed as far as growing the channel. I feel like my message isn't getting out there. The words I'm saying it's moving in such slow motion that it doesn't reach it. So it was dream time discussion, not so much the zany stuff, and I am fine. It's all psychologically explained. The dream analysis is very transparent. I understand what the dream was doing. It's just me processing everything I was feeling yesterday. But I'm gonna listen. I gotta do something weird to entertain you guys. The dream. When I remember the good ones, I mean, Kratos wanted me to have to relate a really good dream a couple weeks ago, and I relate a couple. They weren't great, but this was a full-on thing here. So I'm entertaining, and you guys, you got to know what goes on in my brain. I think you got to know it's the realness, being real here. So there it was. So hope you enjoyed another Adam's Dream segment where I really get it. But it's everything, and I think there's a lot of honesty in that dream, though. And you want to, and I tell these things sometimes. One, because sometimes I want to share with you the zaniness of my dreams. Also, something like this to understand that myself and a lot of people, that dream represents how we honestly feel about everything that's going on. Your dreams are telling you the truth. And when you can analyze the dream and break it down, you got to face the truth. And that's what it feels like. I'm running through quicksand sometimes, doing all this stuff. And and those who we fight against are all cowards, and the corpos don't care. The franchises we love don't care because they're owned by corpos who care more about the activists that they have nurtured and courted for the past 6, 7, 8, 9 years. So it's just truth. And this is me being honest. This is me striving to not be fake with you guys. Is to continue the realistic conversations that we have around here. And also, show you that I'm as fucked up as anybody else. All right. Let's get into the news, during which we will, of course, probably comment on the Golden Globes a little bit. Let's refresh, as we necessarily need to do. Here we go. The Golden Globes. Well, normally I don't cover on the news segment the top story on Variety is where we start, but I will because it is so apparent, and we'll use the word again, transparent, what's going on here, especially with all the politicization at the Golden Globes last night. And once again, I mentioned earlier, who knew the fucking Golden Globes were happening last night? Anybody? Did anybody know it was happening last night? I thought that shit didn't happen till February. No, apparently it was last night. And I guarantee nobody watched this shit. I guarantee. But here we go. So we'll start with this. One battle after another wins at the Golden Globes. It wasn't some of the big ones. And it is no surprise that these assholes chose Antifa the movie to be their big winner in the midst of everything that's going on right now in this country. No surprise whatsoever. So, director, who I don't know about, don't care about. WWE's Monday Night Raw pulled in 340 million views in first year on Netflix. That means nothing. You know why? Because as someone who has now detached himself from watching wrestling, remember, I was born in the 80s. I was a big wrestling guy for 20, 30 years. And in the past decade, I have slowly detached myself now where I don't give a shit. Nobody likes what the WWE has turned into at this point. Nobody likes it. It's, from what I can see, it's dog shit. So this is views on Netflix. It's meaningless. And I was talking Star Trek last night. Our Buffalo. I was talking Star Trek last night with Brad, Hitman, and Fractured. We were talking DS9, which you can catch this Wednesday when Brad puts up the edited version on his channel. Duke Devil 95. We were talking Star Trek, and then I watched a little anime, and then I fell asleep. That's what I did last night. When I wasn't also watching Dinner for Schmucks. Thank you, Kratos. So yeah, WWE. Let's not crow about 340 million views, because views, million minutes watched, worst metric. These are the horrible metrics for rating, and I gotta blow my nose. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, so terrible metrics. Warner Brothers Discovery calls Paramount lawsuit meritless. Says David Ellison, the company has yet to raise the price of its takeover bid. Like I said, this story has become a clown show, and not for the reasons that activist people are saying it is. It's become a clown show because it's just pathetic. Just pathetic. I don't know who this guy is. Best wishes to his family. Golden Globes analysis. Who cares? Tanya Taylor, Wagner Moore, Hammond, one bit after another rise as Oscar voting opens. Yeah, the activist bullshit will win, because that's how it all works. That's how it all works. Die My Love, Marty Supreme and Sinners among British Society of Cinematographers feature film nominees. Don't care. Don't care about any of this shit. Heated rivalry. Here we go. The gay hockey bullshit. They're still trying to push that crap. Uniform kicks off something. Don't care. Pretty in Pink will return to theaters ahead of its 40th anniversary. Yeah, that's like that. That's one of the worst of the Brat Pack era movies. Pretty in Pink. That's one of the worst ones. That's not one of the best ones. Not at all. Moving on. Let's move on. Yeah. Good point, Weasel. That's a good point. That's an excellent point. Excellent point. Hamnet composer Max Richter received Berlin Film Festival camera honor from Chloe Zhao. Apparently, yeah, Chloe Zhao did this Hamnet crap. That tells you right away this movie is shit, because Chloe Zhao is not a director. She's a documentarian who has no talent. Meta taps ex-Trump advisor Dina Powell McCormick as president, drawing praise from Trump. That's the Zuckerbot trying to make sure that the administration doesn't come down on them for shit. It's a tactic. Give him that. Amanda Seyfried is an activist moron. From Three Musketeers to Nicole Kidman doc, star wattage powers French TV experts. Mark Ruffalo. Okay, here's what we'll get into this now. So Mark Ruffalo went on this insane tirade about Trump when interviewed at the Golden Globes while wearing a pin of a domestic terrorist. These people are all supporting a domestic terrorist, by the way. Remember that. And goes on and says Trump is a convicted felon, which I guess technically happened, but it was all bullshit trial. We all watched the trial. But then it goes on to say he's a PDF file, and that he's a rapist and stuff like that. So these people are nuts. Mark Ruffalo is insane. He's insane. They say shit that literally has no evidence or real, but it's in their minds, and they want to speak it enough to make it real. They're nuts, and they should be disregarded. But it's the thing about the Golden Globes and all award shows is that the world tries to force you to pay attention to these mindless idiots. Remember, Mark Ruffalo has admitted he has brain damage. He has literal brain damage. And we're supposed to listen to what he has to say on things? No. Go away. You're not even that good an actor. Jeez. Uniforce president does something with okay. German box office rises 9% to 1.1 billion, led by comedy western stuff. Don't care about NAACP awards. And at the same time, there's also a lot of, and this isn't connected to that, but now a lot of musicians are having meltdowns. They're having meltdowns over everything. It's all disgusting shit. We already mentioned that. Paramount Skydance is now suing Warner Discovery, seeking financial details. It's sad. Paramount Skydance either really do a hostile takeover or just give up. Either actually do it or give up. Just do it. Do it. Megrade. That's unfortunate. I was kind of interested in checking it out because I like the premise of it. I like the premise of crafting my own skill trees. I liked that idea. That's a little disappointing. I was hoping it would turn out to be something cool. All right, now this is interesting. Anything else here? Julianne Moore is an insane person as well. Don't care. UK regulators are now going after X. They really want to ban it there. And remember, Netflix's Count of Monte Cristo, they're gender swapping. They're gender swapping it. It's not going to be good. Not going to be good. Anything else? Nope. That's enough. Let's move on. What do we got here? Zoe Saldana officially overtakes ScarJo as highest grossing actor of all time worldwide. That is such a stupid thing to even pay attention to. So she just happened to be in 4 of the highest grossing movies of all time. Yes, Jed, yes, I do know about that. I have seen that. I have. It's retarded. Peter Molyneux's Final God game, Masters of Albion, has a release date and a new trailer. I don't know what that is. We already talked about the Lego shit. Yes, there is a new Opla Season 2 trailer. And I watched it. I will not react to it unless you guys want me to. I would allow the old school $20 reaction to that if you wanted it. I'll just say this: it's massively One Piece for normies, and I personally don't like anything I see in it. Opla offends me. I'm sorry, Opla offends me. It just does. I don't care. I really don't care. From people in the past that, oh, but it's doing this, it's doing that. I don't care. Opla offends me as a One Piece fan. And hearing more of this chick as Robin, she's not good, and she's not even hot enough to be Robin. I'm sorry. Robin's my One Piece waifu. She is not hot enough to be Robin. She isn't. That simple. And I don't like her presentation so far in the trailer. She had a lot of dialogue in this trailer. I didn't like it. So I do not like it. I don't know if Dermy's seen it yet, since Dermy's the person I talk One Piece with. We'll probably talk about it in a couple of weeks on Anime Odyssey. Derby's a lot more forgiving of this than I am. I am not. I do not like now that we are several years into this. 3 years now, 2-3 years since season 1. Okay, you know, I might do that because it doesn't drop till the 28th. So I might do it. I might download it on the mini and give it a try. But I just don't like Opla. I don't. I think it's offensive to One Piece. And that's the thing. I don't care that Oda Sensei wanted to broaden and bridge and get normies in. It hasn't really changed anything. Because the people that watched Opla, majority of them did not go and watch the anime or read the manga. They didn't. They are locked in a Western mindset of they only want to watch something that's live action. They're not into it. Or they don't like manga, so they're not going to read Japanese comics. So, I mean, I find Opla offensive at this point, and no one's going to change my mind. I mean, it looks like they're going to hit the proper beats of the storyline with some bullshit thrown in there. But I find Opla offensive, plain and simple. You're not going to change my mind at this point. I mean, I'm going to watch it. I might not review it because I don't feel like getting into fights over people who are going to make, oh, you're just being an anime elitist. No, I just know what I like, and I don't like this. Hightail isn't even out yet, and it already made enough money to cover the next 2 years of development costs. I don't know what that is. Celebrate Dev gifts each of its 300 staff an Apple Watch, AirPods Max, and $3,400. Wow. That's generous. That's generous. I mean, I think Apple Watches. I remember, I like Apple products. I think Apple Watch is some of the dumbest shit ever made in the world. Who the fuck needs a tiny little screen on your wrist? Who needs that shit? Femke Jensen will return in Avengers Doomsday X round of claims. She said she wasn't, and that's not Femke Jensen anymore. That's not like that is not her anymore. We've been over this. That's not her. Hightail release times. Oh, what is this? Some sort of Roblox type game? That looks terrible. But I guess it's for Hightail devs script over 1 million players to turn up for early access release date. Ask fans to download the launcher now. I guess it's some sort of kiddie type game. It's what it looks like. Looks like it's made from Mongoloids. This looks like it's made from Mongoloids, and I have no time for it. As Fortnite enables third-party microtransactions, Steel, the brain rot's developer, is slammed by fans for immediately adding $45 premium bundles and gambling-style mechanics. So Fortnite's got that shit going for it now. I need people who play Fortnite to tell me how that is. Poppy Playtime 5, Broken Thing, is coming next month, but on PC, and I have to blow my nose, excuse me. Okay. Pocket Pair makes surprise announcement of official Pal World trading card game. I don't know how that's going to play out. I honestly don't know. If I know people have enjoyed Pal World. I enjoyed it, and we're going to enjoy it again as soon as it goes 1.0 live. But I don't know if it's got trading card traction. I don't know. I don't know. I can't see that. Everything is real. Mario photo shoot model speaks out as Nintendo's forced to deny using AI in its marketing campaign. No comment. It looks like the Division Definitive Edition is on the way 10 years after its initial release. Nobody gives a fuck about the Division. This is Ubisoft. This is desperate Ubisoft. It is Ubisoft, right? It's Ubisoft. Desperate. How dare you? Johnson actor Kit Harington hits out a 2019 petition to demand HBO remake the final season of Game of Thrones with competent writers. I don't want to. Oh God. Game of Thrones would be written competently in the first place. There, I said it. Golden Globes bullshit. Now we're into yesterday's stuff. Okay. And there's some Warhammer news. It's not an old school Warhammer Wednesday, but they are Gilliman and the Lionel Johnson in lore. They're about to have a meeting, which is kind of cool. I read up on it. Kind of cool. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody's sure if it's a negative or a positive. So we're going to see. Based upon the lore, which we covered, we never covered Gilliman himself, but he appeared enough that we got enough of his lore. And Lionel Johnson, when we looked at the lore, seems to have had a come to Emperor moment where he's not as narcissistic as he used to be. He seems to be a little more grounded when we did his lore drop a few months ago. My take, based upon my casual knowledge, I think it's them coming because Lionel Johnson says, "Brother, we need to talk." That's what the message was. I have a feeling it's Lionel Johnson asking his brother for help because he's just because remember, Lionel Johnson, he was in he was taking a trip through chaos. He was in the warp, the void. He might have seen something. He might have seen something that he needs to bring to his brother, who is the regent, need to bring to his brother's attention. And they need to join forces. That's my hot take on that. That's my hot take on that. But I'm essentially a casual. My words may not carry enough weight on that. Park Place. Kit Harington, we just saw that. Cry more, Kit Harington. You don't get Kit Harington who needs work. How Bob Iger, not Bob Chapek, killed Walt Disney Imagineering. Fair point. Can't argue with that. Disney World denies 2-year-old transplant survivor disability access. Well, I guess if you're not their version of disability, you don't get it, huh? Wicked for Good faces a shocking end. Box office numbers leave franchise and stars in limbo. Well, we've covered that extensively on this channel and on other panels. So, yeah, we covered that. It made money. Wicked for Good made money. It was profitable, but not as profitable as the first one and not as well received. So hopefully it's the end. No more. No mas. Frankly, and I would love to go because I have always been against fanfics bastardizing lore and people calling the fanfics lore. Always been against that. Always been against that. All right, that's the news. I'm sticking to it for now. I'll give you guys, let's check. We got anything going on here? Nope, you guys have not felt the need to send super chats or tips. That's okay. I still love you. It's all right. It's all right. Okay, so with that said, it is once again time. I'll give you guys time to think on other stuff. It is once again time to I really hate the way they changed this. I really do. Restart that. It is once again time for another Chat Made Me Watch This reviews. Today we are going to talk about Dinner for Schmucks. Okay. Of course I know about this movie. This is not a movie that went under my radar. I've known about this movie for years. I had come across it on terrestrial television at some point because I realized as I watched it yesterday, I had seen the ending before. I had seen the third act, the dinner itself. Here's the problem with this movie. I will say this. The dinner is funny. I had some chuckles during the dinner because the dinner is leaning into all the cringe and all the stupid that it should. The rest of the movie is dog shit. Complete dog shit. What is this movie about? So you got Paul Rudd's character who works at an investment management firm that is clearly robbing Peter to pay Paul. He's trying to angle for a promotion, and he basically lines up a Swedish billionaire who's a failure as a businessman, but still has hundreds of millions of dollars at his disposal for investment. And he wants to land him so that he can get him as a client for the firm and get a promotion that is opened up. So he manages to successfully do that. Problem is, as he does it, he impresses his boss, and his boss then invites him after connecting with the Swedish billionaire and stuff like that, because he did his research. As you know, he's working hard. He gets invited to a mocking dinner party that they hold every year, that the executives hold every year, where they basically find the biggest retards they can and bring them to dinner to make fun of them. It sounds cruel, but I'm going to be honest. The people they bring to this party are all insane. Or in many, and we don't know the backstories of all of them, but even though, except for two of them, we know two of them. Of course, we know Steve Carell's character. So we have Paul Rudd, character name is Tim, trying to find a person. Or he has this girlfriend who works for an eccentric artist who wants to, of course, fuck his girlfriend. Artist photographer. Let me be sure to make clear of this. And his girlfriend is getting success with that, but his girlfriend, who he keeps wanting to marry him, who keeps saying no, we just want to live together for now. She says, I want you to be a good person and not do this party. And Paul Rudd's like, well, sometimes I have to do shitty things to get ahead in my job, which honestly, you can kind of understand in that kind of world, sometimes do shitty things. But she's like, you're a good person. Don't do the mean thing. So of course he's going to, and Paul Rudd's a little cucked to his girlfriend. He's a little bit cucked. Because he wants to make sure his girlfriend doesn't leave him, his wannabe fiance. And he tries to not go. He tries to back out of the dinner party, even though it's going to cost him the promotion. But what happens is, as he's talking to his girlfriend on the phone while he's driving, or his receptionist, his assistant, he hits this dude. It's Steve Carell's character. Now, full disclosure, I am not a fan of Steve Carell. I do not particularly find him entertaining. I just don't. I do not like what he does. I do not like his style of comedy. It is really not for me. But he hits this guy called, his name is Bill. I think his name is Bill, who turns out to be an IRS, I don't want to say agent, but an IRS employee who is just as dumb as you can get in terms of not unintelligent, but okay, he's a little stupid, a little retarded, but he can't read the room on stuff. He doesn't. He has no ability to understand reality as he sees it. He also happens to have a taxidermy hobby where he finds dead mice and creates dioramas with them. And he was picking up a dead mouse on the street when he was trying to save it before Paul Rudd crushed it because it was perfect for what he's going to do. Anyway, so in that moment, Paul Rudd finds his retard, and instantly Steve Carell's Bill decides they're best friends forever. And so begins the next hour and a half of basically Steve Carell fucking up Paul Rudd's life. But here's the thing. The movie wants you to understand, and it does the job of it, that while Steve Carell, is a functioning retard, he's not a bad man. He's a sweet, dumb idiot who has only good intentions. And he doesn't, he only wants to be loved, and he only wants to be friendly. So this guy's a retard, and he really is a dumb idiot, but he's not a bad person. So, and Paul Rudd isn't a bad person because he's not comfortable with it. He's not comfortable with doing the dinner for schmucks, the dinner for retards, but he's going to go ahead with it. And of course, throughout all this stuff, his girlfriend gets, she finds out he's going to do it. She's going to leave him. And at the same time, an old stalker of Paul Rudd's gets let back into his life by Steve Carell's character. And she comes there, and the girlfriend thinks he's cheating on her. But because this other girl, the stalker, she's insane, which means she's perfect for Steve Carell. She's got serious role play issues and very kind of dommy mommy type of stuff. And hijinks ensue. It's a lot of cringe crap. And it just one dumb scene after another for an hour and a half until we finally get to the dinner, where during one point, Steve Carell's character finds out that Paul Rudd's character, was only bringing him to the party because he's an idiot. And he just leaves, and you're supposed to feel sad for him. And of course, during this, you learn that his wife has left him for his associate at work, another IRS agent, played by the guy who did Between Two Ferns and the dude from the Hangover movies, the idiot like that. I don't particularly find that guy funny either. I actually think he's a better serious actor when he tries, but he plays a psychotic guy who thinks he has mental powers and can control people's minds. And because Steve Carell is so stupid, he thinks he's mind controlled when he looks at him. But he took his wife from him and also gave him gonorrhea. I'm not going to get into that joke. But you learn all this stuff to make you feel for Steve Carell's character, and you do. The movie, it succeeds in that. But anyway, he finds out that the dinner is for idiots, but then because he really thinks that they're friends, he shows up anyway, and he goes into full weird. And here are all the schmucks, all the retards, except the blind guy, except the blind fencer guy, who you'd recognize from another one of these movies. Zach Galifianakis. You're right. Thank you, Kratos. Zach Galifianakis. These are all. I mean, you have that ventriloquist comedian guy who's actually very talented. He's pretty funny. He can be funny when he wants to. He does with his ventriloquism stuff. You have a beard guy. You've got this dude who you can recognize stuff. He's got a vulture, and you got this chick who is a psychic who talks to dead animals. So the dinner goes on, and Steve Carell's guy looks like he's going to win, but then, because he puts on a whole diorama show that everybody thinks is just so retardedly stupid. But then, of course, one of the executives who is competing with Paul Rudd's character brings in the Zach Galifianakis' character who has the mind powers, and he makes a fool of Steve Carell's character. And when he does that, Paul Rudd has his come to Jesus moment, and he says, you shouldn't be treated like this. You're a better guy than this. But then, of course, Steve Carell's character both understands and doesn't understand that they're all making fun of him. So Paul Rudd kind of just leans into it and says, I'm going to be your friend, but I'm also going to use you to get to get back at this other guy, and he convinces him that that brain control beats mind control. And then they have this whole thing where they have a mental battle. They have a literally a thing during this, and it's insane. And of course, Steve Carell's character wins it because he has brain control on him, and he makes him say all these horrible, makes him admit all these stupid sexual kinks. And then he says, "How did you know he had all these kinks?" He says, "Well, I was under the bed when he was having sex with my wife, and I heard it all." And it's just every time you think Steve Carell's character can't get dumber, he does. But then, of course, they're all trying to laugh at him more. And Paul Rudd then stands up and says, "He's a better man than all of you. I'm siding with him. You could take this job and shove it." But then, of course, crazy shit happens. The vulture bites off the finger of the Swedish billionaire, and the whole house sets on fire, and they all escape. And it has a happy ending because Steve Carell's character gets Paul Rudd to talk about how much he loves his fiance, and she comes back and she's standing there, and he ends up with the crazy stalker chick, and then they all lose their jobs. But then Steve Carell's character works with the sexual deviant artist who the fiance worked with because they hit it off in terms of their own kind of crazy. And then they open up museums in Sweden, and everybody gets married and has sex. And the joke is Steve Carell's character couldn't find the clitoris on his ex-wife, but he found the clitoris on the crazy chick because she gave him directions. And it's really bad comedy for the most part. But as I said, the dinner itself is funny because when you're watching, if you're already leaning into the cringe, they do a good job with that. But overall, this movie is a chore. The first hour and a half, all this stuff, it's called Dinner for Schmucks, but it's only the last 30 minutes. And the Schmucks are the good people. The Schmucks are actually the executives who are the Schmucks. I mean, it's a bad movie. And I don't hate Paul Rudd, but I don't exactly love him either. Like Steve Carell, I don't exactly find him entertaining. And this is done by the people who do all these movies together, that 40-Year-Old Virgin stuff and crap like that. It's a movie. It's not great. Now, of course, the question, is it better than The Room? Yes, it's better than The Room because it has an actual story. And when I'm laughing at it, there were some actual funny points as opposed to I'm laughing at how bad it is. Because as I said, the dinner comedy does hit a little bit, but not great. So this movie is terrible. I would not recommend watching it. In fact, I hate that I even saw the whole thing. I'd only seen the dinner part at one point. Now I've seen the whole thing, and I'm worse for it. It killed brain cells. I know it did. I'm stupid. I'm stupider. Anyway, so there it is. Another chat, maybe watch this reviews. I can't wait to see what's next on the list. That's me. That's sarcasm. Anyway, thank you, Kratos. That was another winner of bad movies. I cringed a lot. No, I cringed a lot. I cringed a lot. It was just not good. Even at the increased speed in which I watched it, it was not good. It was not good. All right, then. All right. That's the show today, guys. That's the show. I got nothing else. It seems you guys got nothing else you want to have happen. So what's the week look like? Tonight, around 7:30, Jed and I are going to work out the exact start times. We got to make sure our new trick is going to work. We've got Jump Space. Unfortunately, I will not be streaming it myself because the old girl cannot handle it. But I will be streaming with Jed on his channel, Endless Frontiers. So go check it out. Joe, check it out. Yeah, that one was bad. Okay, yeah, that was terrible. Where they bring in the stalker girlfriend to play his wife. That was bad. It was bad. It was terrible. You can't look at this stuff. I was visibly this was me visibly doing it. It was not good. It isn't good. Anyway, so tonight, Jump Space. We'll be playing for a while because we got no other things tonight. No Stream of Conscious tonight. Tuesday, tomorrow, there will be solo gaming stream. We're going to try and finish Dragon Quest III AC2D. I've been doing some power leveling in the downtime. We're leveled up. I think we're successfully leveled up so that the rest of the game, including post-game, will not be an issue. Will not be an issue. I think we're going to do good. And I'll walk you through the little things I did. I've set everything up for an easy playthrough. tomorrow for an easy session. Done a lot of setup, a lot of preparation. Already have the Sword of Kings just because it happened. Anyway, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't know what's going to happen the rest of the week, except, of course, Thursday is the beginning of Star Trek Academy. I will be reviewing this. We have a double episode drop this week, but because it's a Thursday, Friday thing, because it comes out Thursday night, and because Fridays suck to review for me anyway, because I don't have a lot of time on Friday now, especially with this stream. I haven't done a serious review since we started this stream. We tried Fallout, and I managed to get it done, but that was different. I wasn't serious about that. This is a serious review for me because I'm a real Star Trek fan. And also because there's 2 episodes, the release of my reviews, I'm going to attempt to get the first episode out of Friday and the second one out Saturday. That will be the attempt. We'll do our best. Other than that, we'll see what the week brings us. This week on Saturday Night Drive-In, Jed has chosen The Abyss, a director's cut. You got to watch director's cut. So we'll be talking The Abyss this Saturday on Drive-In. And of course, Roundtable and other stuff. So that's it. Let me do one more check on Stream Elements. Nope, it seems we're done here. So thank you, everybody, for joining me for another Daily Dive. I hope you had a good time. Best way to do that, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, tell your neighbors what I'm doing here. We are trying to make a push, a serious push to finally break through in these next few months so that I don't have to renew my lease in this stupid apartment, and I can move and I can make enough money so I can legitimately move and take care of myself and my mom in Florida. So we got to get out of here. Got to get out. Got to have a life outside of this stupid state, too expensive state I live in. So we're trying to make it. So hit that like button, share it, watch the videos. There'll be clips coming out, all kinds of good stuff, and have some fun. Have some fun, guys. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun. And I feel my voice starting to strain again. My voice started to get little laryngitis-y again yesterday. So I'm going to try and take it easy the rest of the day, not talk so much. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me today. I'll see you guys later tonight on Jed's channel for some Jump Space. Until then, guys, take it easy. Have a good rest of your day.